Well, welcome to Measures Adventures. Well, normally we go out on adventures, but sometimes I do like making videos, whatever, how you can improve your equipment and stuff to go on that adventure so you don't have any troubles when you're out there and then, lose all the fun. And in my previous videos, if you see my previous videos, or I've mentioned many times on my 4Trax 300 4x4, that, I need a new seat, I need a new seat. Well, the price to go even go buy a seat or whatever is like, holy man, it's more expensive than I actually thought it would be for that year of an ATV. So I thought, well, it might be just as easy, whatever, just to reupholster the seat. So I went on Amazon and it's already pre-cut to fit your seat and everything for that year of a ATV or quad. And what you do is then you just order yourself some vinyl, which is very affordable. It's anywhere from $30 to $50 to get the vinyl, and which is already pre-stripped and everything for to fit that seat. So I'm going to show you a few of the tools and stuff that we're going to be using and the way I'm going to do the seat, and we're going to get started and reupholster my seat. Now you can see on my 4Trax 300 how my seat, like I've taped it and everything else, and be honest with you, like I bought this quad, I bet you over 10 years ago, and the seat was ripped from the beginning and they had it taped, and I just kept adding tape on top of it all the time. But I thought it's time to fix this seat up. Like, who wants to go ATVing or whatever and get a little bit of rain or anything like that? Next thing you know, your ass is wet. Well, that's not comfortable at all. And plus your foam and everything on your seat or whatever, it's just going to get wore out even worse and worse and worse. So you're not doing it any favors. So I had this all taped up, and I'm not really impressed the looks of it and everything. Like, I take really good care of my equipment. So anyways, we're going to change that seat. We're going to hope it works out, and we're going to make ourselves a brand new seat. Okay, now before we start, it's just simple tools that we're going to need. You're just going to need a flat screwdriver. Get yourself a pair of pliers. Definitely, you're going to want to get a staple gun. And these are the staples for it. Now I got a little bit shorter of staples. I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer, maybe better without getting reflection of the light to you. But these are the size of staples I'm going to be using. And they're not very long staples. You kind of want a little bit of a shorter staple, just so the full staple, whatever the staple gun, that you can get it into the seat. And just going to pull a little bit out here. On these staples here, if you see closely, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm just going to try and move it around a little bit. But there's really sharp ridges on the ends of these staples. So it'll penetrate into the seat a whole lot better than just a normal staple. But this is some of the tools we're going to use for the staples, I should say. I'll just set that. I'm going to need that anyway. So I'll set that up there. Like I showed you there, you're going to need your vinyl. And like I said, these are already pre-cut. These are all sewn and everything ready to be put on the seat. So that makes life a lot easier. You're also going to need yourself some duct tape. And you'll see in the video when I'm going to use that. And you want to get yourself just a normal, doesn't have to be expensive, just a cheap garbage bag. And we'll show you in the video what I'm going to use that for. Also, you're going to need is a heat gun. Now, normally you don't really have to use a heat gun. And what it's for is just to warm up the vinyl, just so you can, it'll help the vinyl stretch for you a lot better. Other people have thrown their vinyl, actually they throw it in the dryer for a couple, not even a minute, like a few seconds, just to warm up the vinyl. There's other people that just put the vinyl out in the hot sun or whatever and get it nice and warm. But our weather is not really that warm yet and stuff to do that, but I'm just going to use a heat gun, which I've done. I've used it before on another seat I've done. So we're going to use this heat gun, and I'm going to show you the process of how I'm going to do, the way I'm going to do my seat covers. Okay, now this is going to be more of the time-consuming part. It doesn't take long, but when you look at all the staples that are in this back of this seat. So what we're going to do, whatever, we got to pull every one of them staples out. So that's when you get your flathead screwdriver, and you got your pair of pliers, but you're going to want to pull every one of these staples completely right out. So it takes a little time on that, but once you get started, next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I'm already halfway around, and it gets done, and it gets done quick. So it's a process, but not a hard process to even do. So what I'm going to do in this seat, these little end caps on the end, I'm going to take these right off, which is not hard. They just pop out. And I'm going to take them out just so they're not in the way. So when I put vinyl on, so we're just going to pop them out of our way. And another thing I don't like doing is people put making videos and they put everything in time lapse. So then you're seeing they're going really fast and they're just going, or whatever. Well, to me, you're not really learning a whole lot. Once you see the process of what a person is doing, well, then you can show them as you're going on. But that time lapse and everything going fast forward, when I'm watching a video like that, I'm almost ready to switch to another video because I'm not going to sit there for 10 minutes and watch in high speed or whatever this guy doing this and that, whatever they're fixing or building or whatever they're doing. So honestly, it kind of annoys me. So I'm going to just show you clips of it, whatever, so you got the good idea of doing it, but I'm going to try and show you the best way how I can so you don't have any problems and you can do your own seat yourself. Okay, we're going to get started here, and I'm just going to start right at the back of the seat. You can start anywhere in the seat, it doesn't matter, but this is going to be the part where you got to pull every one of these little staples out. So you just use your pliers, and they just pop right out of there like so. I'm just going to set that off to the side, and that's just hoping I get a staple on the floor, because that's all I need in a tire on one of my vehicles. So there again, just kind of take your screwdriver sometimes instead of just prying up on it against the seat. Sometimes what you do, you just want to just turn your screwdriver a little bit, like just give it a little bit of a turn, and enough just to pop even one end of that staple out. And it just pops out of there like so. So we got to go all the way around the seat, get all the staples out, and then we'll get this vinyl off of here and see what our foam looks like. Okay, now I got that old vinyl off, and you notice where the rip was in the seat. You can see where water has gotten in there, and then from the tape, it's kind of made this a little bit sticky. But that's not a really big deal. But if you look here, there's a little bit of a split in the seat. Now that could have been when I bought the quad years ago, and that's from sitting on it, whatever, with tape and everything. And it happens, but we're gonna fix that too up. And it's got a little bit of a gouge here. When I was trying to get the seat cover off, it was pulling some of the foam off it with the glue from tape. So tape will do that. So just so you know ahead of time, you start taping seats and stuff, you could damage the foam on your quad seat. So we're gonna fix this up just a tad. And what I'm gonna use is just some Gorilla Glue. What I'm gonna do here, right where that tear is, because I don't want it to spread anymore, I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. Just like so. Okay. That should be good enough, I think, I'm pretty sure. And then what I want to do, just because of this little groove here, I don't want that to show up on when you put the vinyl on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the good old duct tape, every handyman's special tool. And this is giving me a problem to get this on. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover that with a piece of duct tape like so. You're not going to even notice that when you put your cover on. So we're just going to get a piece here. Cut it nice and pretty. So I'm just going to take this tape and we're just going to put that over there nice and neat. Just like so. Okay, now for our next step. This is where the plastic bag comes into place. And I'm going to show you why I'm going to use the plastic bag. Okay, what I'm going to do is with the plastic bag, how I'm going to do this, you're going to wrap this seat with the plastic bag. And the reason for the plastic bag is so your vinyl will stretch a lot easier than against the foam. It's a little harder against the foam. So I'm going to put a bag around the whole seat, like so. Just kind of fold it in or whatever. It doesn't have to be perfectly pretty, but you want it good. Because then when we're done with the seat, we're going to cut the bottom part of this bag right completely out. So we're just going to try and snug it up here, and we're going to take our good old handyman tool of duct tape, and we're just going to kind of pull it in tight a little bit. Like I said, we're going to be cutting most of this plastic off, and with the plastic underneath the seat cover, well, actually, you're doing it a favor. You're just protecting the foam even better yet. So if I can get this duct tape, come on, work with me. I may as well put it in time lapse, going at this rate. But like I said, I don't like it in time lapse. I just don't find that very amusing and fun to sit there and watch for 5 minutes of somebody time lapsing the whole process. And you're wasting, as far as I'm concerned, you're wasting video time. People get kind of bored watching time lapse, I think, unless you're showing an outdoor picture of the sunset or something that's a little bit different. But when it comes to doing stuff like this, I honestly think the time lapse is a waste. Get some more tape on that. Just going to bring this in a little tighter. Doesn't have to be super tight either, but we want it snug. We don't want the plastic in our way when we're doing this. Trying to do my best so there's no folds in the like on the seat itself. So I'm trying to pull it tight, just even, like not too tight, but I'm trying to pull it tight enough. Get that on there. Okay, I'll get this all taped up, then we'll go to our next step. So you can see what I'm doing now. Like, see, you're getting wrinkles in your plastic. Well, I don't want the wrinkles to show when you put the vinyl on. So I'm just kind of sticking a little bit of the tape on the edges here. Just give a little bit of a little tug. We just want to tighten it up just a tad. Get some of these wrinkles out. It's not going to be perfect, but we're just going to stick it and just give a little bit of a pull. Oops. Just kind of go around. With the vinyl and stuff, it's not really going to show a whole lot, but I'm a perfectionist. I want it perfect. When I'm doing something like that and doing videos like this, I want to have it where it's done proper. So we're just going to snug that up a little bit like that. There's a little bit of, see, I don't want the wrinkle when that vinyl's on, so we'll just go around it a little bit. Like, actually, I like using cheaper garbage bags, but this is all I had. We're just gonna make it half-assed snug. Like I said, we don't want wrinkles in it. Okay, I think that's gonna be good enough. That'll work. Almost looks like I already did the seat with that plastic on there, but we're gonna even do better. So we're gonna get our vinyl. Make sure you got your vinyl where the proper way it's supposed to be on there. So you wanna lay your vinyl over top, get it nice and even and straight, and make sure it's not on backwards. Fold these ends down. Get it like so. How we're gonna have it. Like I said, you want it nice and straight. Now, if you're scared of getting it crooked, you could take a piece of tape to tape on the end, so on the ends, on both ends here, or you can use a clamp, and you can clamp onto it if you like. Just so you know for sure you got it straight before you even pop any staples into it, because you don't want to start pulling staples out. Next thing you know, you're ripping your vinyl. So we're going to get this. I'm pretty sure I got that pretty much straight right like so. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little piece of tape just to hold it, because we can always take the tape back off. Don't need a whole lot. Just a little tiny piece. Just so I know I got it lined up. Nice thing with the tape, and that way you can just pull the tape off if you don't think you got it straight enough. Gonna put one on this end here. I'm just going to give a little bit of a tug. Get it up underneath there. So I think I got that straight. So then just check your stitching on your edges. Make sure that we got that nice. If it folds underneath, that's bonus, because then you know no moisture is going to get underneath the edging. So I think we got that pretty darn straight. With the stitching, you can see that you go to your sides here and make sure your stitching lines up. I think I got that pretty hunky-dory. Okay, so we're going to flip this over. And the counter's not the cleanest, by the way. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start adding, just don't go overboard with the staples, because in case you do make a mistake, you definitely don't want to be ripping your vinyl and stuff. Oh man, I got to start over again. So we're just going to put a couple in there. Secure. So I'm just going to put 3 in here, just to hold that on. Flip it back over, take a look, make sure she's straight. Oh, I think we got that pretty looking good. I should have had a little bit of I wish I had a cleaner counter. That bugs me. But the counter shouldn't rip the vinyl. Once I get it done or whatever, then I'll take some mothers or something and then I'll touch it up. So now we're going to go on the back side here. Now you want to half-ass, you want to pull it kind of snug. Get that tape off of there. I don't think I'll need that on there no more. Let me get this nice and snug up here. Because we do want it to stretch a little. Just going to put a couple in here for now. Okay, we'll just go back here a little bit. I don't want to go over that stitching just in case. Sure. You always got to double check everything. Okay, I think we're getting there. We're getting progress. Okay, flip it back over. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to just start at our ends and start from one side to the other. But we want to pull this and make sure it stretches proper. So we're going to get this pulled over on this side here. Let's see, make sure we got that right. So right down to the end of the seat here, this is where we want to stretch it to. I'm going right to the, just trying to move my camera here a little bit. Working with cameras and working this at the same time is not fun sometimes. Okay, we're going to get that over there. Get that stapled on there. Okay, at that end. Now we got to get this end stretched over. See where the stitching is? I hope you can see that on camera, everyone. Okay, get that nice and purty. Okay. Okay, just hold that on. Progress, progress. Okay, flip it back over and we're going to stretch some more. Make sure it should work. And then, oops, that's staples in there. I'll go to this other side. Now we got this lever here. I didn't take it off. I should be pretty much be able to go right around it. I didn't on the last seat, I did. Just to hold it for now. We don't want to go overboard with staples yet. See, it's slowly forming. It's slowly coming. And slowly getting dirty. That's okay. Okay. We want to get now, what I'm going to do Now it's just going to give this another little bit of a stretch on this corner. Same with this other corner. Give that a little bit of a stretch. Okay. Now these corners are going to be the fun, tricky part. We're going to get these corners in because you don't want folds showing on the outside of the seat. If you can possibly do it. Nice and beautified here. It's the corners that's going to take the time because you got to get it right. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Same with this corner. Get that all tucked in there pretty. Before we put a staple in, just double check. See, I got a little of a fold here. We don't want that happening. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to get her. Oh, that one didn't stick in, of course. Man, oh man. Just got to get this flipped over here. It's time consuming, but just take your time. It all works out in the end. Like I said, don't rush yourself. Like, just take your time, double check things over, make sure that it's going to work. I want no fold in it. If I can help it. If I can get that just right. No fold on that. Okay, I'll hold it on there. A little bit of fold here, but see where when you stretch it, this is what's going to happen. We're just going to stretch that over there like so. That nice and pretty. Go to the other side, check it. Get this side nice and tight. Like I said, I left that lever on there because the last seat I didn't have to bother with that lever. Okay, slowly coming. It's looking pretty already. So we're gonna go on this side and we're gonna give it a little tug. Get that one in. I'm gonna go to the other side here. Give it a nice little stretch. Give that one a double shot. There we go. She's starting to come along. She's starting to get prettier and prettier. Pulling too tight too. You don't want to go too tight, but you have to go tight. If that makes any sense to you, because what's going to happen if you go too tight, what's going to do is it's going to pull your seat up like that, so when you put the seat back on your ATV, it's like your seat's lifted. Now I'm getting closer. The reason why I got the heat gun, well, actually I didn't need it because that's what helps with the plastic bag, but the heat gun, everyone's probably questioning, what do you need the heat gun for? The reason for this, whatever, because certain vinyl, every vinyl is different. If you're worried about like the stretching part of it, so you can go out and get it on good, you just take your heat gun. Don't sit in one spot. You don't want that vinyl to burn. That'd be a downer. We'll just take a heat gun over it. You can feel where it's nice and warm. Just to help stretch the vinyl down. Okay, now we can keep going. Here's our next. We're gonna go on this end here, give it a pull. Now this other end. Give it a nice little tug. Slowly coming. As you keep stretching and doing what you're doing, I'm hoping this all comes out. Should come out. It'll come out. A little bit of a tug. Too much of a tug. Same with the other side. It's starting to form. The more you keep tugging every time you put a staple in, it's just going to make this tighter and tighter for you. Here we go now. Now isn't that seat looking nice? Nice and tight. But we're still not done yet. We got to finish it up. So we'll flip it back around. You can see where now I took my staples, went around. Yeah, I know some ain't the greatest, but when you're using a hand stapler, it's not going to be professionally done and everything right. So another thing what I want to do, like we see these flaps here like this. This is the extra what we got. What I'm going to do, there's a nice staple right there. What I'm going to do, whatever, is I want to fold that under. I don't want to start cutting things up. So we're just going to fold everything in nice and neat. And then what we're going to do like this, and then we're just going to staple it back in. Just so it's out of the way, because we still got our rubber pieces and stuff to put back in. So we kind of want to get stuff out of the way, but there is some pieces where you might have to cut around it, which is it's not a biggie. So I'm going to finish this up whatever and go around and fold that all in as best I can. On the outer edges here too, honestly, you don't really have to. They don't do it factory, but I just like to have it nice and neat. So we're just going to touch this all up, and there's a matter of taking a knife. I'm going to cut all this plastic out of here. Okay, now I didn't get it all fully yet, folded in yet. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut the plastic away. So we're just going to go follow around the outside of it like so. Let's cut this plastic off, because now we don't need it on the bottom of the seat. We need to see where the rubber ends go. Some of the vinyl you might have to do just a little trimming on it, but I don't want to trim it where the stitching is. I'm going to try and do my best not to. So we're just going to get this all cut off here. Doesn't have to be beautified. Because it can be folded in with your vinyl too, with it. It's not a hard task, it's a time-consuming task. But once you're done, the result, you're like, wow, damn, is that ever good? The other seat that I did, whatever, I had so many compliments, like, wow, we just can't believe you redid that seat like that. And it was my first time doing it, so I was actually really proud of myself. So let's get this cut around here. See where the rubber ends. We don't want to cover anything like that up. Get around here. Get around this. That cut like so. Let's get this out of here. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing. Now, like I said, it's just a matter of helping out where you can fold these little end pieces in like so. See on here. But remember, we got these little rubbers to go in yet. So this is where you might have to cut a little bit of the vinyl if you can't go around it. So you might have to do a little bit of cutting. Just be very careful on what you're doing. So we're gonna get this all folded in and trimmed up, and we're gonna see what our results are. I don't wanna make this video too long. I just wanna give you guys an easy, good idea how you can do it yourself without paying somebody to do it. Okay, I think we got it pretty much done. No, it's not a professional job, like, you know, guys doing this at home in their own shop or whatever, but like how I folded the ends in, I didn't have to do any cutting of this vinyl, which I didn't want to do because I don't want to affect the stitching or nothing. But it's pretty darn good. I'm pretty impressed with that. That came out to be like a, there again, there we go, brand new seat. So then just a little minor, the final touch up. We're just going to use some good old mothers. Just give a little bit of a, this stuff really works too with, I like this stuff better than Armor All, especially with out in the sun, the UV to protect it. This stuff actually is better than Armor All. I've used this stuff for years and I've never had a problem. But this will just kind of help prevent it from cracking or, but my quads are inside all the time. I never park my quads outside. From day one, my quads are always either in my seat can or in my Quonset or they're in my shop. We get that all nice and pretty. Look how nice and shiny that is. I am very proud of this job. This turned out really good. But there you go. Brand new seat cover. See, that saves a lot of money than go out and have to go buy a new seat. The only difference it doesn't have is that little sticker tag or whatever on the back when Honda comes factory. Well, nobody looks at that anyway, so that's not even gonna bug me. I'm just happy there's no rips and tears in my seat. With that tape underneath, where I showed you where I glued it on the foam and I put a piece of tape, there's no, you can't see where that tape was. And like I said, with the plastic, it kind of helps protect your foam too. But there you can see there's no wrinkles. You can't see there was tape under there or if there's even plastic under there. Everything just stretched perfectly the way it's supposed to be. That's a beautiful seat. I can't wait to get it on my quad. Wow, does that ever look awesome? Isn't that so much better without the tape on it? What a beautiful job that was. Absolutely amazing. I love it. I must say, I'm really impressed with that seat. I can't stop staring at it. I think I did a pretty darn good job. If you think I did a good job too, well, leave something in the comments. Like I said, normally I always go on adventure videos, but you know, I like to make some videos or whatever that will help you out and you know, like quad seats or repairs on your quad and stuff. I don't mind helping out if I know how to do it. And they showed the easiest way that you can do it in an affordable way, how you can just fix your own equipment. But this, I am very proud. This is the second seat I've done now. And this turned out great. I love it better than having that tape all over it and stuff. So I should get quite a few years out of it. With the tape was over 10 years that I had on there. So I should get another 10 years out of this seat. See, now that didn't take long at all, honestly. Like if I wasn't filming and stuff, I think I could have had that seat done, I bet you, in an hour. It's like, it's not a hard task. Once you do it once, whatever, it's like, oh man, then everything turns out to be a breeze. But I'm very happy with that seat. I'm tired of looking at that tape and I don't like getting a wet ass, like I said earlier. And it just improves that quad even more. So I'm excited. But anyways, I guess that's another end of the video. And like I said earlier, I hope this really helped you guys out. And you can, instead of paying for a brand new seat or getting someone to do it for you, just do it yourself. All you need is the simple, normal little tools that you probably have in your shop already. So anyways, I'm going to let you go. And I think I'm going to go enjoy my quad now. And if you like this video, well, you got to check these videos because I know you're going to like them. Or, you know, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I come out with a new video. So I guess this is a wrap of the video and we'll see you guys on the next video. Have fun, everybody.